Offered by Mr. Tonko of New York.
The House will be in order. Pursuant to House Resolution 303, the gentleman from New York, Mr. Tonko, and a member opposed will each control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I thank our ranking member also for the opportunity to have time to explain my amendment. I was planning to offer an amendment today to strengthen the federal commitment to STEM education, but I intend to withdraw my amendment and offer my robust support for the Democratic substitute, which addresses many of my concerns and contains dedicated funding streams for STEM programs. That being said, many schools already face shortages of science, technology.
The gentleman is correct. The House will be in order. Move your conversations from the House floor. The House will be in order. The committee will be in order. The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That being said, many schools already face shortages of science, technology, engineering, and math teachers, and those teachers often have inadequate opportunities for subject-specific professional development. Further, there is rarely an extensive curriculum available to help support the teaching of these subjects, especially engineering education. My amendment would have addressed these issues by committing existing funds under ESEA to support professional development of STEM education. I know firsthand the importance and value of a STEM education, having graduated from Clarkson University with a degree in mechanical and industrial engineering. And I'm proud to represent New York's capital region, which serves as a shining example of what a robust investment in STEM education can produce. In my district, companies like GE and Global Foundries, in addition to research opportunities like the Center for Nanoscience and Engineering and RPI, lead the way in STEM jobs and education. These are well-paying, growth-oriented, cutting-edge occupations that ensure America remains competitive in the global marketplace. As we work to speed up our economic recovery, we know that jobs of the future are going to rely heavily on professionals with a STEM education background. STEM education opportunities for students will spur American innovation to research and development. America has a proven track record of leading in new innovative technologies, from the implementation of the car assembly line to the creation of the Internet. In order to remain a competitive global economic power of the 21st century, we must preserve a robust national commitment to STEM education. The United States will have more than 1.75 million job openings in STEM-related occupations by 2018. Yet, without a robust investment in the type of education and training these jobs require, there will be a significant shortage of qualified college graduates to fill these careers. The time to invest is now. And with that, Mr. Chair, I would like to yield 2 minutes to my good friend and colleague from Massachusetts and a very strong leader in promoting this issue, Mr. Kennedy.
The gentleman from Massachusetts is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank my colleague from New York for yielding and the ranking member for his work on this bill, and for the continued leadership that my colleague from New York has shown in STEM education, an issue that is particularly important for my district and the local workforce back home. Mr. Chairman, I rise today in support of a bipartisan amendment and of the continued work that we need to do here in Congress to support and expand engineering education. This amendment would simply have taken advantage of existing Title II funding to bring industry expertise from STEM fields into professional development we provide for our teachers. It reflects the goal of a bipartisan legislation my colleague and I have introduced together, the Educating Tomorrow Engineers Act. It also reflects the underlying principle at the heart of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which we consider for reauthorization today: the fundamental equity and equality of opportunity in American education. Engineering and technical skills across the STEM fields are going to be anchors of the 21st century economy. The most rapidly growing sectors of our economy and our country's growth right now are the innovation sectors: advanced manufacturing, life sciences, information technology, clean energy. Economists continue to predict expansive growth in these areas over the next decade, a very bright spot for our economic future. It is the job of our schools to make sure that every child from every zip code has access to an education that prepares them to fully engage in this economy and become a productive member of our workforce. The more kids we educate in these fields, and the better the education, the wider and deeper our prosperity will be. While we withdraw this amendment today, we will continue to work with our colleagues on both sides of the aisle to strengthen our commitment to engineering education and to revitalize the workforces in our local communities by preparing today's students and tomorrow's workers for good jobs in the innovation sectors. I thank my colleague, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back the balance of my time to him.
Gentleman from Massachusetts yields back. Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Yes, at this time, Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to withdraw my amendment.
The amendment is withdrawn.